Now on Coast TV News.
Sound the alarm. Ocean City's EMS calls jump. What this means for local safety and response strategies.
Itchy eyes, scratchy throats. Allergy season has hit hard. It showed up early. How climate change is playing a major role.
Affordable housing. New legislation to ease the housing crisis in Delaware.
Pay the players. Delaware exploring NIL deals for high school athletes. How that could change the sports landscape.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Multiple bills proposed to solve this crisis in the first state. Good evening. I'm Mallory Metzner.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with a broad focus on housing and specifically affordable housing.
That's right. That discussion starts with new legislation. On Thursday, 7 new bills were introduced in Dover with a goal of addressing the state's housing crisis. Live in Milton is Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber. Elisa, people in the area say due to the rising costs, this problem unfortunately looks like it could get even worse.
Mallory, unfortunately, the cost of living just keeps going up. And while we see more new houses being built in our area, it's important to think about those who can't afford a place to live. And these Senate bills aim to provide a sense of relief during this growing housing crisis. Evan Mock hires many J1 students to help run the store he manages in Rehoboth Beach during the busy summer season.
Without their help, I'm in the position to try to take care of thousands of visitors and tourists every day by myself and run a boardwalk store by myself. So it's impossible.
Mock says making affordable housing more available will not only help J1 students, but the entire community.
The housing's been going up in this community and in the county. A lot of people want to move here, but if locals can't afford housing, how are J1 students going to afford to be able to live here?
Delaware as a whole is facing a major housing crisis due to rising rental costs combined with inflation on nearly every product or good. But Delaware State Senator Russ Huxtable has introduced 7 bills he says will solve the affordable housing problem. Senate Bill 22 would increase workforce housing. For Martha Gary, who works with the Milford Advocacy for the Homeless, the increasing number of people without a roof over their head is beyond upsetting.
And you go to bed crying many nights because you see people who are bus drivers, you see people who are working in the local stores here, and people don't know that they're homeless.
Gary says more people are in jeopardy of becoming homeless than you may realize.
And just keep in mind that just because you think you know the person who's standing next to you working, you probably don't.
To help those facing a financial crisis, another bill in this package, Senate Bill 245, would create a permanent extension for foreclosure prevention programs. Senate Bills 22 and 245, along with a couple of other bills from this package, will go in front of the Senate Housing and Land Use Committee on Wednesday. In Milton, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Elisa. Elisa just mentioned 2 of those bills to help solve housing issues in Delaware. Let me walk you through the others. Senate Bill 23 requires local areas to allow at least 1 accessory dwelling unit per single-family home. That's to increase the housing supply. Senate Bill 25 aims to reduce affordable housing project costs by removing the state's 2% improvement tax for low to moderate income units. Senate Bill 244 continues counties collecting a lodging tax to use some or all of those proceeds for workforce and affordable housing programs. And Senate Bill 246 proposes a revolving loan fund for home repairs supported by the general fund and private donations to aid struggling families. More information on these bills can be found on our website, coasttv.com.
And we're going to stay in this vein just a bit longer. Sussex County is launching another round of affordable housing grants. Applications open on April 1st. The county says that for groups focusing on creating or preserving affordable housing, the Housing Trust Fund offers grants of up to $500,000 for projects that, again, are aimed at affordable housing. Sussex County offers forgivable loans of up to $30,000. Those are for down payment and closing costs.
There's a proposal to bring more workforce housing to Georgetown. The town is holding a public hearing next week to talk about the 107 Depot Street Rehab Project, also known as the Old Ice House Project. According to the town, the project aims to transform a 3-story building on Depot Street that used to be an ice storage facility into a building with office spaces in the basement and first floor and 25 residential apartments above. The public hearing is set to take place at 6:30 p.m. Monday.
Moving this whole topic along the coast, in an effort to address affordable housing, the Lewis Housing Subcommittee is expected to meet on Tuesday. They're going to be talking about new rules for creating small homes known as accessory dwelling units. Those are also called ADUs. According to the city, the rules will help make sure that those homes fit well in neighborhoods and keep rents low for people. The meeting will decide on how to apply for these homes, who can live in them, and how to keep them affordable. That meeting takes place at 4 p.m. on Tuesday.
Staying in Lewis, the city is ready to go over plans for next year's budget. The mayor and city council will continue to review changes made to their draft since the last workshop. The proposed budget focuses on safety, children's activities, road work, and improving public spaces like nature trails. The meeting will take place Monday at 9 a.m.
And speaking of budgets, the city of Rehoboth Beach has agreed on nearly $39 million for next year's budget. City officials say that the budget focuses on infrastructure, staff, including a $10 million capital improvement budget. They say property tax, that is set to increase by 29%. Another increase the city made is to wastewater meter fees by 28%. They even increased parking and rental tax rates. The city says the increase will support raises for employees, help with health insurance costs, and add several new staff positions.
DNREC is preparing to explain its plans for Deauville Beach. Since it will now be a state park land, it'll cost you. How much? Well, we don't know, since that is still being figured out. This comes after DNREC took over the management of Deauville Beach from the city of Rehoboth after its agreement with Rehoboth Beach expired. A public meeting will take place March 27th at 6 p.m.
Now in Dewey Beach, work is underway on Collins Avenue. Crews are working to move 5G poles in that area, which some say will improve the beach scenery. Back in September 2025, 5G poles were installed on dunes throughout Dewey Beach. However, people complained that the pole obstructed their view. The town also adding that the pole sitting on the dune is an environmental issue. The town is looking to move the pole within the next few weeks, and the goal is to move it before Memorial Day. They plan to relocate the pole about 40 or 50 feet south of Cone.
Mulch and rocks layer roadways near Route 54. As the weather warms up, efforts to revitalize yards begins, which means more landscaping trucks on the road. For Ed Simpler, he fears overflowing debris in trucks like these and the damage they can cause to other cars.
Leaky tailgates with stone, that's one of the big things that I've seen here lately. It could be the same dump truck, and they're not paying attention to it, unaware that that tailgate is leaking. But it does get a lot of stone and a lot of stuff on those roads.
DelDOT is responsible for maintaining state roadways and encourages anyone who sees debris on the road to report it.
Let's go ahead and take a live look into the Ocean City area now. Look at all that cloud cover there. And it's going to come with some rain eventually, but for a little bit more information, we need to go to our First Alert meteorologist, Alex Seymour, who's in for Paul Williams. Alex, what are we looking at, and when might that rain finally get to us?
What we're looking at is some pretty stormy weather over the next 24 hours. The good news is it should hold off for this evening. The rain's not expected to move in until we head closer to midnight tonight. Right now, as I take a live look out on our Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera at the Ocean City Art League, a lot of clouds out there, no rain just yet. Temps on the cooler side, temps sitting right around 46 degrees. But take a look at this. All to our south and west, a lot of rain, a massive rain shield moving through the southeast. That is going to be moving up towards Delmarva overnight tonight and into the daytime hours of Saturday. Out ahead of it, we've just got these onshore winds gusting 5 to 15 miles per hour. The winds are going to pick up. The rain is going to pick up. Future radar, we've got rain moving in. This is by midnight tonight, and then that rain likely going to become widespread and heavy before you're waking up tomorrow morning. That rain is going to be an all-day event tomorrow. Flooding is going to be possible. And we could even see a few isolated power outages as the winds start to pick up. I'll have more details on that coming up in just a little bit.
Alex, a new option for bodies after death is awaiting approval from Delaware Governor John Carney. This comes after the Senate passed a bill on Thursday. House Bill 162 allows for natural organic reduction. This method accelerates the decomposition of human remains into soil through a respectful process. It involves placing human remains in large vessels with natural materials like straw, wood chips for about 30 days. According to the bill, warm air is used and the contents are periodically turned to facilitate decomposition. Ultimately, the remains are reduced to soil, like an eco-friendly version of cremation.
Rose's department store, which is popular in Ocean City, well, it is closing soon. Right now, there are 10% off clearance signs posted inside and outside the store, but the final closing date, that has yet to be announced. The store has been an important part of the community for over 40 years, and the store is known for its diverse product range, from food to gardening supplies. The Ocean City Planning Commission is considering plans to redevelop the site by subdividing up the 17-acre mall property, which includes demolishing Rose's. Despite the redevelopment plans, Rose's management is actively seeking a new location in Ocean City to continue operations.
Staying in Ocean City, emergency calls saw a big spike in the month of February. According to the Ocean City Police Department, they've seen a big jump over the last year. This past February, police calls to assist fire and EMS had jumped from 86 in 2023 to 124 in 24, putting more strain on the system. Jim Corbett believes hiring more people would help with all of these calls.
I'm sure that they always need volunteers, and I'm sure that they probably need to hire more people. That should be in the budget as well.
As the need for emergency services continues to climb, the police department is starting a discussion that could change the regulations for which calls they need to join EMS on and which they don't. A change in those rules could potentially free up OCPD to focus on more pressing criminal matters. And we're just getting started on Coast TV News at 6.
Still to come, get this, Delaware exploring NIL deals for high school sports. The impact on young athletes and the future of high school sports in the first state.
A flood watch has been issued for Sussex County and gale warnings all along our coast. That is for the daytime hours tomorrow. I'll let you know how much rain and when to expect coming up in just a few minutes.
At first, allergy season extended. Climate change brings an earlier, tougher allergy season. Find out how to cope with the longer pollen invasion when we come back in 60 seconds.
When you have damage caused by frozen or burst pipes, getting help fast is crucial. Royal Plus offers immediate and professional cleanup services if you should suffer damage from frozen pipes. Our water extraction and restoration repair technicians are experts at restoring any structure, location, or property type, and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to your water emergency. In disaster's wake, there's one call to make: Royal Plus. Find us at royalplus.com. We bring calm to the chaos.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Imagine all the slopes you'll conquer.
Sick.
Imagine all the sights you'll see.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, how about you imagine dropping me off?
Right now, get a full-size Tundra with 1.99% APR or take up to $1,000 cash back from Toyota. Or check out an all-new redesigned Tacoma.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Spring is here along the coast, and with that comes the return of seasonal allergies.
I know my nose has been running. I don't know about you, Charlie.
Oh, my eyes.
Yeah, the eyes too. Eye drops every day. Our meteorologist Alex Seymour looked into how our allergy season is growing as our planet warms.
White flowers bloom along a branch of a Yoshino cherry in Milton Memorial Park. Next to it, a Bradford pear is in full bloom. These are the obvious signs of spring. But if you look a little closer, these aren't the only trees in bloom. Red maples have already opened up, painting the shorelines of the Broadkill River. Eastern red cedars are showing their first signs of life as small flowers dot the branches, which will eventually turn to the blue berries that juniper trees are known for. The least obvious trees are the ones that are causing problems for allergy sufferers due to how they are pollinated.
They're not pollinated by insects. They have to be wind pollinated. And because wind pollination is literally hit or miss, they have to put out copious amounts of pollen in order to get reproduction.
As you can see on this map, our growing seasons are becoming longer across the country. The warming climate due to rising levels of greenhouse gases is extending the growing season and actually producing more pollen, worsening allergies. This extension to the growing season isn't just happening in the spring.
This change in earlier springs is also happening at the end of the season. That is, we're getting the first frost is happening later and later in the year.
For people living with allergies who are just trying to enjoy some of the beautiful spring days, this means they suffer for longer.
It seems earlier and earlier each year, but we put up with it.
Unfortunately for allergy sufferers like myself, as the climate continues to warm, these allergy seasons are going to start earlier and last longer and longer. I'm meteorologist Alex Seymour in Milton, Coast TV News.
We're taking a live look outside into Ocean City. Dark and gray clouds up in the sky there. We have a first alert day for Saturday for heavy rain and potential flooding. First alert meteorologist Alex Seymour will track it in our Futurecast when we come back.
At Coastal Comfort, we know there's no place like home. That's why we're committed to ensuring total comfort for a totally happy home. As a premier Carrier factory authorized dealer, we're dedicated to providing reliable service and the best savings. Like now, through the end of May, with purchase of a qualified Carrier system, you can instantly receive up to $1,900 off. You could also qualify for up to $2,000 in federal tax credit. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Open 6 days a week with convenient hours. Call and schedule your appointment today.
Experience the ultimate in relaxation at Alton Brothers Home Furnishings in Salisbury. Introducing health and wellness recliners and sofas with deep tissue massage and soothing therapeutic heat to restore your body and relax your mind. The zero gravity recliner also elevates your legs above your heart to alleviate pressure on your joints, promote circulation, and reduce swelling in your legs and feet. Now at Alton Brothers, the health and wellness recliners start at just $7.99. Have you been to Alton Brothers Home Furnishings in Salisbury lately?
The Harry K Foundation presents the second annual Chocolate Crawl on Saturday, April 13th in downtown Rehoboth. Enjoy delectably fabulous chocolate creations and then vote for your favorite to win top prize. For tickets and info, visit harrykfoundation.org/events.
Don't miss the milestone.
The 9,000th episode of Jeopardy!
The Invitational Tournament continues.
Friday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Right now, it's your choice during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on at Gateway Subaru. Choose what fits your lifestyle and budget. Choose to lease a new 2024 Subaru Forester for only $299 a month, or take advantage of financing rates as low as 0.9%. Choose to lease a new 2024 Subaru Outback for only $299 a month, or take advantage of financing rates as low as 1.9%. Gateway Subaru, where every choice leads to a new adventure. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Track the storm with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Team.
A very stormy 24 hours on the way to the coast. Right now, though, we're still looking at some pretty quiet conditions as we take a live look out on our Irish Eyes camera overlooking the Lewis Canal. Just a lot of cloudy skies out there. A little bit of a breeze, as you can see the American flag just gently waving in the wind. The winds, they are going to be picking up, and the rain really going to be filling in as we head into those overnight hours tonight. So what you need to know throughout the weekend, flooding rains are on the way. You want to take it slow on Saturday if you do have to hit those area roadways, or I would suggest probably just hunkering down at home, staying indoors. It's going to be a nasty day overall. A lot of water is going to be lying on those roadways, lying in fields, lying in yards. We're going to look at several inches of rain. Along with that, we're going to be talking about gusty winds. We can see winds gusting well over 40 miles per hour, so a few isolated power outages are going to be possible. And then also, once we get past this storm, actually, That's when we're going to be dealing with the coastal flooding issue. That is going to be Sunday into Monday. We could be talking about moderate coastal flooding, minor to moderate coastal flooding along the Delaware Bay. We already have some watches and warnings in effect for the next 24 hours. A flood watch in effect for Sussex County and all points north in the state of Delaware and then into Maryland, New Jersey. A lot of flooding on the way. And gale warnings in the purple along the Delaware Bay, the inland bays, and in the Atlantic Ocean. So stormy weather on the way right now. Just the cloudy skies have arrived, but as we point out to a wider view, there's our gathering storm system across the southeast. That is going to continue to strengthen, just continue to move up towards our area. So we can see on our in-house futurecast as we head closer to midnight tonight, the first rain showers start to move into the area. Then it is going to be widespread. And you see the yellow and orange shading. That is the heavy rainfall starting to move into the area. This is by 5 a.m. So by the time you wake up Saturday morning, the rain is already going to be coming down. You may even be woken up by the rain before your alarm goes off Saturday morning. A lot of rain on the way. That is going to continue through mid-morning, through the early afternoon hours, and the last bit of the rain may actually be the heaviest part of the rain. This is when you see the deeper red shadings. We could see a few thunderstorms start to slide through the area, so don't be surprised to hear a few rumbles of thunder along with the heavy rain, along with the gusty winds. Once we head into the evening hours, though, conditions should start to clear out, and then on Sunday, it's going to be still pretty breezy, but the sunshine returns, so that should allow us time to dry out from all the wet weather tomorrow, and it's going to be a lot of it. Rainfall totals, 1 to 4 inches across the area, so flooding is going to be a concern. Along with that, as I was talking about, we are going to be dealing with the potential for a few isolated power outages, winds gusting 25 to 35 miles per hour. That is early on in the morning, and by midday, we could be looking at winds gusting over 50 miles per hour. Our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 7-day forecast. First alert weather day for that heavy rain, strong gusty winds on Saturday, quiet Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then more rain returns by Wednesday.
Thank you, Alex. Name, image, and likeness. It's a phrase that's upended college sports for over the last few years, and now those same kind of changes could be coming to a Delaware athlete near you.
That's right. Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert is live in Milford. Charles, the Delaware Interscholastic Athletic Association, they're considering giving high school athletes the freedom to make money off their name without it impacting what's called their amateur status.
Charlie, NIL doesn't necessarily mean that every high school athlete is going to be making money or getting a check after every game they play. But what it does mean is for those select athletes that have a following, they'll be able to use their, name, image, and likeness on things such as sponsored social media posts and brand deals, for example. The DIAA told me today that they have been kicking around this idea for a good couple of months now, but it's still in the discussion phases. A survey you can take right now is asking people lots of questions about what they would like to see out of potential NIL rules. The organization says there are still a lot of details to iron out, and it wants to make sure that this is done properly.
There are some concerns because of the age of our student athletes. We want to make sure there's definitely some supervisory parental involvement in this. So there are some minefields that we have to be concerned about. But, if everybody's willing to work together, I think we can navigate those minefields effectively.
That survey is open up until April 1st. Baylor told me the hope is the DIAA board will review the results of that survey at their meeting next month. I'm Charles Reinert, Coast TV News.
This brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know what you think on this. Should high school athletes be allowed to get paid endorsements? Let's take a look at the updated results.
Looking at the screen here, so far it looks like these have changed a little bit since we last checked. 9% say yes, it's fair for them to get paid. 89% say no, they're too young. Just 2% now saying that it depends on the sport they're playing.
If you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or use the mobile app. We'll be right back.
Your roof is the first line of defense against the elements, but is ready for the next storm? If it's time for a new roof, call Hershey Exteriors. As a GAF Master Elite contractor, we offer the industry's best warranty. Our roofs come with a Golden Pledge 50-year warranty on materials and a 25-year workmanship warranty that is backed by GAF. Call Hershey Exteriors, your trusted roofing pros, and get 0% financing for 12 months because life is sweeter with Hershey Exteriors.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
It's Moonlight Madness time at Pohanka of Salisbury.
The biggest automotive sale on Delmarva is happening this Thursday through Saturday.
Look for vehicles at thousands off and used cars at clearance pricing. Hundreds of vehicles must be sold at every Pohanka dealership. So get ready to shop late and save big because we're making deals. Everyone knows Pohanka gives you more for your trade so you can save more on the shore. This Thursday through Saturday during Moonlight Madness at Pohanka of Salisbury.
Next on Marvel Week, which hero needs only one letter to solve this puzzle?
You got it. I'm impressed.
Friday at 7 on Coast TV. Get live satellite and radar. Download the free Coast TV First Alert weather app. Sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
In 1924, my grandfather, J. Con Scott, decided to start a life in the furniture business. I'm proud to say that as the third generation, we celebrate our 100-year anniversary. From a humble small-town furniture store to an interior design destination, with 35,000 square feet in Selbyville and our newest location in Rehoboth Beach. J. Con Scott celebrating our 100-year anniversary.
Get ready for 4 days of fun in the sun at SpringFest. Enjoy amazing food, live entertainment, unique artisan products, and more. With over 200 artisan vendors, local food, and enhanced selections of beer and wine, don't miss this free event located at the Ocean City Inlet from May 2nd through the 5th. SpringFest features 2 stages and more than 30 live performances, including headliners, The Olivia Show, a tribute to Olivia Newton-John, country music sensation Lauren Elena, and alternative rock band Everclear. Don't miss out. Get all the details at ococean.com/SpringFest.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
Very stormy weather on the way for the next 24 hours, but at least for the next few hours until the sun sets, we're going to continue with just cloudy skies like we're seeing out on our Hershey Exteriors camera at the 45th Street Tap House. Conditions go downhill overnight tonight. If you want our forecast for the next couple of days, be sure to call our Coast TV First Alert Weather Line 443-880-9100. Tomorrow, First Alert Weather Day on the way. Heavy rain, strong gusty winds. Probably a good day to stay indoors.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
We're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.